Have you ever wondered when all the planets in our solar system will align? It's a question that has intrigued stargazers, scientists, and dreamers for centuries. Do you remember December 2020, when Earth, Jupiter, and Saturn almost aligned? Those two gas giants were seen just 0.1 degrees apart, and they appeared in the sky like a double star. It was a breathtaking sight, a rare event known as the Great Conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. For many, this was the most awaited astronomical event of the century. People gathered all around the world to witness this rare spectacle, and for a brief moment, it felt like the universe was aligning just for us. Now, if the alignment of two planets, like Jupiter and Saturn, can generate so much excitement, imagine how mind-blowing it would be if all the planets in our solar system aligned. What would such a cosmic event look like? And more importantly, how would it impact life on Earth? Would there be any consequences, big or small? Could we experience anything from a change in the environment to some kind of astronomical catastrophe? These are just some of the burning questions that arise when we think about planetary alignment. Don't worry, though, we're going to explore all of this and more, answering your questions one by one. So stick with me until the end, and we'll dive deeper into the cosmic dance of the planets. Let's start with the basics of our solar system. The Sun, which makes up around 99.86% of the total mass of our entire solar system, is the supreme object at the center, and everything else revolves around it. The planets, asteroids, comets, and other celestial bodies move in their respective orbits around the Sun, each at different speeds. The closer a planet or object is to the Sun, the faster it travels along its orbit. For instance, Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun, completes an orbit in just 88 Earth days, while Neptune, which is on the farthest edge, takes a whopping 165 Earth years to complete its orbit. The greater the distance from the Sun, the slower the orbit. Imagine now that you have a piece of paper, and on it, you draw the orbits of the planets. At first glance, it might seem like all the planets orbit the Sun in the same plane, at the same angle. But in reality, this isn't the case at all. The planets' orbits are not perfectly aligned, they're tilted at different angles. While we commonly think of orbits as flat, they actually exist in three-dimensional space, and the planes on which each planet orbits the Sun are slightly inclined at various degrees. The plane in which Earth orbits the Sun is called the ecliptic plane, and all the other planets have their own orbital planes. These orbital planes are tilted at varying degrees compared to the ecliptic plane, meaning they do not travel along the same flat path. So, when we talk about a straight line configuration of all the planets, we're talking about a scenario where, if you were standing on the Sun, you'd see all the planets lined up perfectly in a row. But, since each planet is orbiting the Sun at a different angle, this ideal alignment is practically impossible. This raises an interesting question: could there ever be a moment when all the planets appear to align in the sky? The answer, as it turns out, is complicated. While a perfect alignment of all 8 planets is extraordinarily rare, there are occasions when the planets will seem to line up from our perspective on Earth. However, these alignments are not true straight-line configurations, rather, the planets may appear clustered within a certain region of the sky, often in an arc. The closest thing we'll ever get to a true alignment of all 8 planets will happen on May 6, 2492. On that day, the planets will not line up perfectly in a straight line but will instead appear within the same 180-degree wide region of the sky. It's not a true straight line, but it will certainly be a rare and awe-inspiring sight. Imagine standing at the right spot, perhaps off the coast of New York City, and looking up to see the planets spread out across the sky. It will be a cosmic spectacle for the ages. Now, I know what you might be thinking: this is centuries away. And you're right. We won't be around to witness this rare event. But here's some good news: there is another exciting planetary alignment on the horizon, one that is just 2 decades away. On September 8, 2040, 5 planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, will be in roughly the same part of the sky, creating a stunning visual display. While the planets won't form a perfect line, they will be positioned close enough to one another that it will be a spectacular sight to behold. So, even though we won't see the grand alignment of all 8 planets, this upcoming event will still be a remarkable show in the sky. At this point, you might wonder, what happens if the planets do align in some form? Would it have any impact on Earth? There's a popular myth among pseudoscience circles that planetary alignments can lead to catastrophic events. Some claim that the gravitational forces of all the planets will somehow combine, creating massive, destructive effects on Earth. This is a common misconception. So, what's the reality? The simple truth is that the Sun's gravitational force overwhelmingly dominates the solar system. The Sun accounts for 99.86% of the mass in our solar system, and its gravitational pull is far stronger than any of the planets. Even if all the planets were to line up on one side of the solar system, the combined gravitational pull of the planets would be far too small to have any significant effect on Earth. It wouldn't cause earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or any sort of environmental disaster. The forces at play in the solar system are so immense that the alignment of even all the planets combined would have no noticeable impact on our planet. Let's consider some perspective. The Moon's gravitational pull is much stronger than any planet's, and yet it only causes the tides on Earth. The planets, even if aligned, simply don't have enough mass or gravitational strength to affect us in any significant way. So, in conclusion, while the thought of all the planets aligning in the sky might sound like an exciting prospect, it's important to understand that it will have no catastrophic consequences for us here on Earth. The Sun will continue to dominate our solar system's gravitational field, ensuring that life on Earth remains undisturbed. No matter how spectacular the alignment might look, the only thing we need to worry about is making sure we're in the right spot to enjoy the view. That said, every celestial event, whether it's a solar or lunar eclipse, the appearance of a comet, or a planetary conjunction, is worth celebrating. These events are our reminders of the beauty and mystery of the universe. So next time a planetary alignment or any other astronomical event takes place, take a moment to look up and enjoy the wonders of the cosmos. Share this video with your friends, and in the comments section below, let us know what celestial event you'd like to see in our next episode.